This program is designed to provide general information with regards to the subject matters covered. This information is given with the understanding that neither the hosts, guests, sponsors, or station are engaged in rendering any specific and personal, medical, financial, legal, counseling, professional service, or any advice. You should seek the services of competent professionals before applying or trying any suggested ideas.
Welcome to Behind the Scenes for your half-assed entertainment news with no bullshit, with our hosts, the Baroness and Bear Fiorda, only on Talk 4 Media.
I'm the Baroness, I'm Helene, and we are on with my co-host, Fuzzy McSnugglepants, who is going to be snuggling a whole bunch of strange men in Mexico next month.
The baddest bear in the cage.
No.
Well, at least I will be November 16th through the 22nd in Monterrey, Mexico.
That's what I said. You're going to be snuggling strange men in Mexico.
Snuggling strange men, but it will be live on the website Smooth Comp. You can get the Smooth Comp app. So, hey, don't be afraid to check out. Watch me snuggle other grown men.
Don't be free?
Don't be afraid, I said, right?
I thought you said don't be free.
Don't be free in life either. Always charge a premium. You are worth the time, I promise. To somebody, if not many people.
That's terrible. That is terrible advice. That is the advice equivalent of don't let life get you down. Worst comes to worst, you can always sell pictures of your feet.
Yes, you can.
There are. I mean,
Footfinder.com. Check it out.
Please don't. Come on.
Say this is 18 plus.
That's true. This is an 18 and over show.
I am not going off the rails yet.
Speaking of people doing weird, creepy things, Prince Andrew has voluntarily given up his titles as the Duke of York.
Which, by the way, it's being spun
as
the king.
No. The king is actually stripping him of his title of prince.
Yeah, he's being
now,
stripped.
I'm actually fully against that. 100% fully against that. What did he send? Sorry, our sound engineer is the most amazing person. He produces the show. He's incredible.
A web link for something called pauseofbear.com.
Love it.
I'm afraid to click that. I don't know.
We're going to get viruses.
Yeah, I'm going to get a virus from that one.
So for those that don't know, I'm a huge advocate for monarchy. I'm a huge proponent for peerage. I push people to hold on to titles. I think that they create a camaraderie. I think they create a sense of safety, and I think they create a sense of cohesion outside of politics. So I actually don't think he should have been stripped of the title. I think the title should have immediately been given to his eldest daughter. Pass it on. I think it should have.
I thought they said she took over
she's
or
the youngest daughter is going to take over as counselor of state, Princess Eugenie. But I think the title, Duchess, the York title should have been passed along. Or the baronies should at least have been passed along to the children. By stripping him of them, it takes his entire line out.
Well, I'm sure it was a long conversation where they decided.
No, it's. I understand, but I'm saying that I think the Queen changed the laws years ago that even females, the firstborn inherits versus male female.
Yeah,
that law was changed before Prince George was born. Now, if you predate that, obviously it still goes to the eldest male. Progenitor essentially means the eldest male inherits. I'm not opposed to that because I think it keeps estates intact, actually. One of the things I encouraged is, I've told family members with businesses, give it to one family member. One of my family members has an amazing business. And I told him rather than breaking it up, he should actually just give it to my brother because I think he's the most qualified to run it. I mean, yes, that shoots me in the foot to a degree, but I think that's the smarter thing to do. You keep everything entailed,
right?
The Rothschild don't always give to the eldest; they give to the most capable, and I think that should be what people do. But cutting all of that out.
You have to explain that one to me because I don't understand the Rothschild situation.
The Rothschilds are a banking family in the United Kingdom, one of the wealthiest families in the world. Nikki Hilton actually married one of the Rothschilds.
Good for her.
But agreed. But essentially, they aren't royalty, but they are a huge member of the ton. So they're part of the upper class, but not royals.
Fair enough.
The whole point with the Rothschild is
they're like the Rockefellers. Oh, okay.
Very, very much like the Rockefellers.
You just say that.
Except
give me an American version.
Okay, they're like the Rockefellers. That was perfect. Thank you for sharing that. He fixed it. So the Rothschilds do that, though they had some issues here in America in the 40s because they're Jewish. There was actually a lot of anti-Jewish sentiment here in the States. UK not as much. So she married in, and that was a whole thing. Well, essentially, I think that You have families that build themselves, like the Rothschilds, like the Rockefellers. You have families born into it, like the Windsors. No complaints. I do believe there is benefit in both. I'm very unhappy they're getting rid of the House of Lords. I think that we're losing a lot by doing that. And I think by stripping Andrew of his title, rather than passing it on, they should have done what they did with the King of Spain. The King of Spain was forced to pass his title on to his son because he got caught with a mistress and funneling money, and he was a douche. He was a total douche. So rather than giving the money to the money and titles and the estate to his daughters, the crown's taking it back, and I don't think that should be done. I think that it should be given to his daughters.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think that removing the title is really going to fix anything. He's still the human he is and related to who he is related to.
Well, that's it.
I'm sure it's to send a message, but I think a message could easily have been given by he loses it now instead of whenever he passes it and it goes to his daughter.
Yeah, but that's it. And so, and another thing is he's moving to a different estate. The king's going to take care of him for the rest of his life. The other problem is he's been tried in public opinion. He did a disastrous interview that made things worse. He's been tried in the court of public opinion, but he hasn't actually been convicted of anything. But because the poor young girl killed herself and Epstein murdered / killed, I don't know what happened there, but he's what's left to blame. The problem is the young woman, well, she wasn't a young woman when she told, but she was a young woman at the time, had lied about so many other things that there was this gray area.
Well, it's not like we can use Stephen Hawking as a reference anymore either.
Right. But she lied about so many things that I'm not saying she lied about him. What I'm saying is there was some truth, there was some lies, there was such a mess that it's a terrible situation that nobody should have been in, but Trump's in those files, Clinton's in those files. I can tell you some of my bosses from Paramount are probably in those files.
That's why they're not releasing the files.
That's why they're hiding the files. And fine. I actually am pro-prostitution. I think we should legalize and tax it because it protects people. But I do, as somebody who, I'm going through legal channels to make sure titles are restored for people I know. I'm trying to make sure that, my children could get titles even if they're adopted. I believe titles are important. They're an important way to hold on to history. And I also think they create a sense of community that doesn't exist outside of political arena. So I think they're important. I think they're doing the right thing by handling the title situation. I don't like how it's handled.
Fair enough.
So that's just a lot of personal there. Then we have...
I can feel the passion for it coming from you.
Then we have a Maryland senator who was indicted over a naughty tape and blackmail scheme.
But a Maryland senator, so he had sex with somebody and now that person is blackmailed. So I'm guessing it's
sort of. So what I found interesting, the way they're leading this is they're like the state's first Orthodox Jewish woman in office is indicted on federal conspiracy, extortion, and wiretapping charges. I'm like, you led with female and religion.
Wait, so did she catch somebody doing it or did she do it and got caught?
So I think she was blackmailing someone with naughty tapes. But what I'm finding, I'm like, but they put all of that together. And the reason they had to put that together is she is not the first Maryland senator to be charged with conspiracy, extortion, and wiretapping. So they had to add in that she's the first Orthodox Jewish senator to be I'm like,
or it could just be to get clicks.
That's true, because I'm like, really, that's what you went with? Not, hey, this woman sucks. So that's what's going on there. Then the US is having the food aid crisis and shut down. People on SNAP are not going to be fed.
Yes, so for those November 1st, nobody's going to be on it.
What's interesting to me about it is, for those that don't know, the government right now, there is a provision saying that it doesn't have to be shut down. It can actually go through. You guys can read this yourself. And both parties, this is not one party or another, both parties are using this to try and force their point. But there is a provision that says people should still be fed and taken care of. The military should still be paid in this provision. But they've chosen not to follow this provision that exists to protect the poorest people and military pay. And so this doesn't need to happen.
What is that? I don't know about this provision. So what is that doing for them? Is this a way of saying you guys are the bad people because we're not we're not.
So the Republicans are
initiating
saying
this?
because Democrats won't agree to the terms, this is being shut down.
Right.
But the Republicans could easily let the food stamps and military pay still go through. The Democrats could negotiate or on their end force the food stamps to be paid or the military to be paid, and they're not either. So I'm going to say they're both terrible. This is not like a one-party thing. And so this idiot woman goes online and she makes this TikTok where she's standing there eating this sandwich. And she's like, this is peanut butter and butter. And, oh, well, what happened to your money from last month? Blah, blah, blah. You should have saved it rather than complaining about not getting paid. Like, people are hungry. You don't have to be an ass. And she's like, oh, it's the Democrats' fault. No, it's not. It is both parties' fault. Seriously, come back to the Commonwealth. You guys are not doing awesome.
This is why government is bad. Rise up.
Agreed. Doesn't matter which side you're on. It's completely wrong.
It is completely wrong.
But so you have your food crisis.
The government is just the best solution we have.
What is it? It's democracy is the worst form of government except for every other.
Except for every other. That's actually the phrase I was looking for. So thank you.
And then you had Gabe Stevenson's 15-second KO.
You mean Gable Stevenson? But that happened a while ago, though.
Well, he's demanding a UFC contract because of it.
He's demanding a UFC contract. He got knocked out in a fight that wasn't even UFC related. He was thought to be a big not underdog, but like he was the favorite. He was going to run through this guy with his wrestling, and it finished so unremarkably. It was a surprise, but it wasn't like a woohoo, he did it. He proved himself to be the stud everyone thought he was going to be. He just kind of had a massive flop, and that's it. I don't think he trained long enough for the cage.
Well, he's demanding a UFC contract.
He's not.
Then you have so Hollywood producer David Pierce got 146 years in prison for drugging 2 women, and he's facing multiple SA accusations tied to others.
Cosby did a lot worse than that. He was out in 5 years.
I know. Well, so he gets this. What really got me when it said David Pierce, I was like, wait, the guy from Frasier? No, it is not David Hyde Pierce. For those that know, it was not what's his name? It was not Fraser Crane's brother. But I freaked out. I freaked out. I'm like, why would he do that? He seemed like such a nice man.
But
of course, they always seem like such a nice man.
Cosby drugged women and basically pretended to be their gynecologist.
Mm-hmm. So did this guy.
100 or not 100. It was a lot of women, and he got 5 years. I'm not saying this guy should get less. I'm mad. So
he got longer. He got longer than 5 years. He got let out because of medical.
Oh, whatever. You could treat someone in medical, especially.
It was during it was a whole thing. There was a whole thing.
Ridiculous.
But this guy, I think this guy got the right amount of time. Cosby should have got more.
Yes.
But essentially, it's the dark side of Hollywood. We all know about the predation. We know what goes on. It's all part of it. Everyone in the industry has dealt with it. Actually, the person I found the absolute bravest was Camacho.
Camacho?
Have you not seen Idiocracy?
Oh, it's a good movie. It really represents the time we're going through right now.
But he came out and talked about being assaulted. And then everyone talked because he's such a big, strong guy. Are you okay? Are you pulling at your eye? Because he's such a big, strong guy. Everyone's like, how could that possibly happen? How could you let that happen?
Right.
I was like, wow, that is next level victim blaming.
It is. It really is. But I can understand the belief that, he should have been immune to something like that. But
how so?
That's just it. It's not about physical appearance. It's not about ability. It's about you can be taken advantage by anybody. If they have power over you in some way, something you want, or they can ruin your life.
Well, that's it. He's a producer. He is
pretty much. Wait, how do we segue from this into welcoming our guest to the show right now? I don't have an excellent means of doing that.
I was gonna talk about Idiocracy. I was using the Camacho thing to talk about Idiocracy
because this isn't the best topic, but and welcome. But if you got one more thing you want to add into it, please go right ahead.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Then on a totally unrelated topic, instead of speaking about terrible humans in society, let's bring on a truly awesome person, George, aka Kwamee Gee. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, my brother. How are you doing? And greetings to the Baroness Helen. How are you doing? Good to see you guys.
I'm doing quite well. Thank you.
Good to see you. It's great to see you.
I want to ask you real quick before we jump into it. I intentionally did not say your last name because I didn't want to say it wrong.
He
So
tried for 20 minutes before the show and kept messing it up.
How do I pronounce it properly?
I know. Actually, okay, back home in Ghana, we used to say Beto, and that's all. Like Roberto Carlos, Bebeto, Beto, and that's all. But when you come to the French side, it is Bectu. Bectu. Yeah, and it's a French name, though. It's a French name. That's why it has that. But as I was growing up, we just had it as Beto, 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 because I didn't even know how to pronounce it myself until I got to France, and then I was like, oh, so this is how it is actually pronounced. Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay, that's cool.
It's the Henry argument. I'm just saying. Oh God! If your name's Henry, if your name is Henry in England, it's Henri in France, and it's a French name, so the French really take offense to the fact that my people screwed it up.
Well,
yeah, that's true.
Oh God, yes. My family specifically. So can you tell everyone about yourself, please?
Okay. I'm known as George Beto. That is my real name. That is the name that I was named. And my other name that I used more often on social media that I'm more often realized with or accompanied with is Kwamee Gee. Kwamee simply means you were born on Saturday. If you are coming from Ghana, each day that you were born, we have specific names for the day that you were born. So almost everybody who was born on Saturday is known as Kwamee. And then on Sunday, every guy that is born on Sunday is known as Akwesi. And then if it is a lady, it's Akusia on Sundays. So yeah, that's Kwamee. And then the G is the name George. My name George, and then I just cut it short and made it G. It was due to the same reason that you just discussed, that you couldn't mention the name. So it was hard for you to mention. It was the same thing I was receiving everywhere. So I decided to come up with something that familiarized with people easily. So yeah, on social media, I'm known as Kwamee Gee. I do philanthropy work. I'm an actor, and I direct movies as well. And I live in Canada, and then coming from Ghana, where I grew up and had my experiences in life and everything. So yes, this is the little bit that I can say for now. Yeah, about me.
Very nice. And you just mentioned right now that you did you're in the industry now. You're in the producing side of things. So what kind of got your start in that field?
Okay, I will say my journey coming into movies actually started with a struggle. It was struggling to find my feet, and not having anybody in life to help you, and you are trying to find your feet as a young child at the age of 8, and no parent, nobody to show me the way. And I fell on the street, and I had to find my way. And trying to find my way, I went to the capital, I was in Ghana by then. So from Kumasi, I went to the capital of Ghana, which was in Accra, to go and find something to do. A place where I slept on the street for almost 3 years, on the floor and everything, trying to find my feet and everything. So I returned after so many years of struggling, and things were not working for me. So I just thought of it. I said, fine, let me return to where I came from, because considering the capital from Kumasi, the capital is Accra, and Kumasi, the expenses was just ridiculous. And I decided, no, I can't do this anymore. Let me return and let me come back to where I have to. And when I came back, that was the moment where the movie industry had also picked up seriously in Ghana. And I had one friend I spoke to, and he was like, come on, you don't have any job. You don't have anything. You keep on struggling each and every day. And I mean, almost every day you come to me, you are hungry, you need something to live off and stuff like that. Why don't you try this movie stuff? And I was like, how? He was like, come on, whenever you are able to speak in public, you are able to do things that we cannot do. I mean, you are not afraid of anything. You are not shy of anything. You are able to speak in front of thousands of people and stuff. Give it a try and let's see what happens next. So we saw these auditions and stuff like that. We decided to attend. I went for the auditions and I was picked from there. So from there, that was where I gained the interest to get into the movies. And since that time till now, I've been I've been into movies, and by the grace of God, I was able to do about 80 to 100 movies before I left Ghana and then came to France. Yeah, so I was well known, even till date. I'm well known in Ghana. Yeah.
How do you go from being on the street at 8 years old to being a celebrity? That has got to be jarring. I mean, just psychologically, that's got to be jarring.
Yeah. It was, honestly, I won't lie to you. It was tough. Mentally, in every sense. I mean, psychologically, I had to be 10 times way stronger in my head than my peers. I had to grow as quick as possible, because whilst my mates do not think about what to eat the next day because their parents are providing, I didn't have. So I had to actually be thinking of ways and means to survive. So most of the time, I was even skipping classes in school and everything just to go and find something to eat. And almost every menial job that I will find my hands on, I've been selling on the streets. I sold water before. I did repairs for shoes when they are broken. It is known as shoe shine in Ghana. And I did follow guys. We pick aluminiums to go and sell. And I mean, a whole lot of stuff. I've been a mate before. If we say a mate, that is a driver and a conductor. So the conductor is actually the mate. So you will have to call in people to come and pick the car and stuff like that. Hey, come on, we are going to this place. Come on, everybody who wants to get in. And doing all these at younger age and combining school as well. It was a tough one. And then the street I was coming from was actually a very rough grounds. I was coming from one of the suburbs that has actually harbored almost all the, let me put it this way, like almost all the gangsters within the city.
Yeah.
Okay.
Coming from that background where almost everybody I see around me, about 90% of the people I'm seeing around me are people who are into drugs, who are doing anything just to survive. They don't mind taking guns and everything to shoot and stuff like that. But I think I had a certain perception of life that no matter what it takes to make it, I'm gonna try and come out clean. But the thing is, I wasn't ready to do it the bad way. So most of my friends had it like they were able to come out as quick as possible, and they were okay one way or the other because they will probably put a gun, rob, do drugs or something. But since I decided to go the right way, the right channel, trust me, it was a struggle. More often, I had to be hungry. I couldn't continue education anymore. I had to come out of school. I had to cut off the whole education, and I needed it was 100 cities. So if I check it today, it was like $25 just for registration to do my exams. And just because of that, I had to fall out of school. Couldn't continue anymore. So
something I think a lot of our audience is in the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, Australia. We do have some audience from Nigeria, Ghana, and South Africa, but most of our audience have no idea that people live like this. I know we have some audience in India that, have written in when we've talked about you and said they can't believe it. So the idea of a child being completely alone at that age and being abandoned by the state is horrifying. How do you as a person become a fully, this is going to sound terrible, but functional and integrated when you have been so horribly abandoned, so pushed out by society? How do you reintegrate?
Trust me, it is one of the hardest things to do. And some of us are still in the healing process. It becomes a part of you one way or the other, and it never leaves you. But what I do personally is that I'm a person who is very optimistic. I look more of the positive things in life and do not look at the negative more often. So even though I'm coming from the shrubs and everything, if you see me with one shoe, I am so content with that shoe that even if you have thousands, you are going to love the one that I have. You might probably want to come for after the one that I have,
The ones you
because it's everything I've got. So I'm doing everything to keep that one I have and keep it properly, that it doesn't, break or something of that sort. Coming from psychologically, it affects lots of kids. Education, you can't really concentrate as you're supposed to.
if you're not stable anywhere else, you can't concentrate on education. You
On
can't.
education, nothing. You can't. You can't concentrate. It forces you. The thing is, it forces you to grow. You become an adult whilst you're a child.
Yes.
Because my way of thinking, everything nowadays, when I look at my kids nowadays, I'll just look at them and I'm like, oh, so this is how childhood looks like. Because I didn't have that luxury to go out, play, have fun. No, I was striving to get what to eat. I'm striving to get a place to put my head. So psychologically, it affects you in every sense. And when you grow up in poverty, it affects almost everything. It affects the way you think, the way you do things, the way you react to life, the way you behave, the way, even when you come to public spaces. Some of my mates are very brilliant, very, very brilliant guys, but when you give them a public platform right now to speak, they will fumble. They can't even talk. Everything will be kept inside. They can't, everything traumatizes you. They enter a room where there are full of opportunities. They don't even know how to grab it, because all they've known whilst growing up is that. So it is horrific, honestly. It is very horrific. And there are instances where you see your mates, some of them going to prison, some of them killed right in front of you and stuff like that. I witnessed one of those where brother Mohammed, that was even in Cote d'Ivoire, and the police was after him. And he jumped straight into it was like a manhole that they've dug, and he jumped into it, not knowing there are iron rods and stuff like that in it, trying to find a place to hide. And you can tell how that feels. And I saw it with my naked eyes as well, how it was. And I knew that he was one person who was also struggling to survive. No, it's not like this is something he wanted to do. We don't want that kind of life, but it has happened to us and we live in it.
And I think you phrased it very well. In a lot of cases, you hear people complain about their life, but they cause it. This is what happened to you and you had to respond to it.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, we met this wonderful gentleman at the UN. Bear and I were there actually supporting at an awards show, and I spoke with him outside, and I know the audience knows me quite well. He had me in tears in 5 minutes, which is not very common. And I was both so heartbroken and so inspired by you.
Thank you.
You are the most unbelievable person. I usually brag, about how wonderful Bear is, but no offense, he's way better than you.
It's not close.
Yeah, no, he's way better. You're way better than he is. What you do and what you've done is it's inspirational. There are so few people that can. Growing up there, you're right. There's very much a mindset. And something I look at with the children we foster is there is a mindset of scarcity, but also a view that it's somehow their fault, or they're somehow responsible, or there's something wrong with them, or they're broken. And the fact that you have pulled yourself out of this, become successful, become a father and a good father. It's you joke about it and you say you'd be the worst kind of father to have, because my father would turn around and be like, well, I had to walk to school barefoot 2 ways up, uphill both ways. You're the father that your children can never complain.
No. They don't know how it feels like, because I'm doing everything I can not for them to even have, even a percentage of what I went through.
And that's it.
So it's more like I'm killing myself to give them everything so that they don't get to feel.
So they don't have to start that way.
They don't have to feel anything close to whatever I've been through. So yeah, I understand.
May I ask a personal question?
Go ahead.
Forming a relationship, a healthy marriage, a healthy relationship, when you're not shown basic maternal care. I know during your formative years you had family, your first 5 considered the early formative, but years after that you didn't have normal attachment, you didn't have. how do you go from not having these attachments even modeled for you to having a relationship? I mean, that's very difficult.
Yeah. I think what I did is that I'm one person that is so humble that I want to learn everything, and I'm ready to learn from everybody. And I don't venture into businesses I don't have any idea about. So whatever I intend to do in life, I want to know more about it before I get into it. And especially, I'm one person that since I know where I'm coming from, I am particular about not hurting somebody, not doing something to hurt anybody. So if I'm with you or if I'm by you, I want to do right by you. I want to be a good person in every sense, because I know what it takes to be bad to somebody. I know how it feels when you've been treated poorly, you've been treated badly and everything. I've gone through that almost all the phases of my life, living with people here and there as a kid, and how they treated me and stuff like that. And I know how it feels. So getting into a relationship and everything, number one, I had to actually open up and discuss my vulnerability with my woman. I had to come up and be like, hey, these are my weaknesses. I won't lie to you. My whole life, I never saw my mother kissing my father. I've not seen it before. I've not seen my mother hugging my father at home. I've not seen it before. I don't know how it feels like to treat. I don't know how to treat a woman. I don't know how to hold a woman and treat you right. I've not experienced it, because my childhood, I didn't see that. I'm not coming from that background where I saw those kind of things. So in order to be able to do it properly, I had to expose my vulnerability and let her know that, hey, this is who I am. This is where I'm coming from. So, I mean, I'm ready to learn from you. I'm ready to unlearn the things I know and relearn, and then pick up something different and then do it right. Because I don't want to, since I don't want the family that, I always say this, that the family that comes out of you is more important than the family you come from.
I love that.
So
Really?
I've always said to myself that whatever family that's coming out of me, from me, my wife, my kids, I need it to be better. Everything I didn't get, I want them to have it. So that emotional care, that touch of life where I have to give them a good life, the sense of fatherhood in the house, the sense of motherhood. And just like recently, I did a podcast in Toronto where they asked me one thing. They were like, okay, Kwamee, if you are giving your son away for marriage right now, what will be the only advice you will give to your son? I sat down quietly for about a minute, and all I said was that, be me. This is all I'm going to tell him, be me. And if I can give him that sort of advice, then it means that I did things right at home.
Yeah.
I love that.
Whatever he's watching me, he should just be me. Just go out there. If you are going to marry, just look at what your father did while you were at home with him and do the same thing. And I believe your woman will love you for that. So
if he ever ends up single, I'm leaving you for him. Just FYI.
I love that advice. And I'm going to say this is, when I say this, please know I mean it the best way. If I heard that from anybody else, like if I'm talking to someone else on the street and their advice is be me, it's like, well, that's a little full of yourself, isn't it? But because we're hearing it from you,
exactly,
and
it
we
matters.
know we're learning about your story, hearing about your experiences and what you did to better yourself. That is the most sound advice.
Yeah, be you.
Be willing to learn. Be willing to open yourself up. Be willing to make their life better. Like that is perfect. And
be selfless.
Do you have a TED Talk?
Do I have a TED Talk? No, I don't have that yet.
I'm getting you a TED Talk. No, I'm serious. I've had a TED Talk, and I have way less to say than you. I talk a lot.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You have to say matters. One of the things Bear does is he speaks to young men about how to be. That you should have him on Bear the Goods. You should take parts of this on Bear the Goods. What you've done is so extraordinary. I know we have some questions that we are going to ask. I'll let Bear lead with those. But I do want to say to you, and I know we have a lot of young men that watch this show. Please follow him. We're always looking for the kind of, these young guys look up to people like Andrew Tate. They look up to these awful men that they should not be watching. You are the kind of man they should be looking up to, because
Thank
you
you.
have
Thank you.
had every obstacle thrown at you. I mean, short of an atom bomb, the only guy that had it worse than you was the guy that had the atom bomb land on him twice. That's the only guy that had it worse. And you came out, you are the literal story of Tarzan. You were raised wild and transformed yourself, and love brought you further. I absolutely love it. Do you want to?
Well, with that in mind, we are talking a lot about what you've accomplished and what you did to get yourself to the place you are now. But I think the important thing to know is why as well. You mentioned that you took the right path at a young age, and it was harder than it could have been if you did something.
I want to hear this answer, but I'm actually going to text my assistant to set him up a TED Talk while we're doing this. He's getting a TED Talk.
But I think as well, we need to know why you made that decision, especially at a young age when it would have been easier to fall into a bad crowd.
Yeah. The why, I mean, why would I always think about it? Why would anybody choose to be evil? Why would anybody choose not to be good? You see, why? It is more like, why would anybody see goodness and bypass that light and choose darkness and decide to be evil? And I say it all the time that I even said it when we met at the UN. I even said that these bad things do happen simply because those who are doing good stuff in society refuse to talk. They refuse to teach. They refuse to show up and show people how good it is to be good in life, how good it is to reach out to people. I realized in the early stages of my life is that what is it that we have that we may probably not leave it behind one day? So why not share? Why not share with people? Because I've lived on the streets with people where we are hungry, we are trying to find our feet. And one of the most iconic moments that helped us go through these moments is the fact that if we were about 10 people, 15 people sleeping on the streets, anybody who is getting the food is sharing with everybody. So like I get a plate of food.
Right.
I'm not eating it where I got it. I'm bringing it back to where we are. Then we all eat it. So it is impactful. I mean, you feel it whenever I do that, I feel there is a fulfillment in doing that, just to make somebody smile, just to make somebody happy in life, just to see that we've been able to liberate someone from a certain problem to the next level. There was on TikTok about 3 days ago, last week. Last week, I had about 6,500 people watching on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
And I was raising funds for this young lady in Ghana with tumor in the face.
Yeah.
And honestly, you can't see anything in the face. The tumor has grown so big, you can't even notice her face anymore. And within that live, we did the live for about 1 hour to 2 hours, and we were able to raise about $20,000 to $30,000 for her.
I'd like to remind everyone, every time we use bad language, we give money to the Boys and Girls Club of America, the Humane Society of America, and Free MMA. He swears, so we give money to charity.
That's life changing.
I can show you some of the pictures, and trust me, behind closed doors, I can show it's graphic. If you see the young lady, now we are trying to find a hospital for her to go. And the only reason why she was at home, I asked, how did you get here? And she said, it started as a small boil over here.
Oh, good Lord.
And I was like, okay, so if it started that small, how did it get to this level? And the only thing she could say is that I don't have money to go to the hospital.
Bear, why don't you get him in contact with Dr. Fernando? He works with Doctors Without Borders, actually works in that region and works with the hospitals out there, and works with the King out there. And let's see if the gentleman can get with him and they can help that lady. That's a side note. I'm just saying this on air to pressure Dr. Fernando, just saying. direct pressure. So,
No,
shout
no,
out to
no.
Dr. Fernando, but let's get him
Yeah, that would be
together
great.
with him
That would
and
be
see.
great. I really love that,
Let's
because
do that.
Yeah.
really. So
Yeah.
if we can help, I mean, if we can come out of our situations to help other people like this, then I think, I mean, humanity will be beautiful.
You
Absolutely.
are amazing. I don't know
Okay.
anyone that would have come out of your circumstance. And I understand what you're saying with community.
Yeah.
The baseline is
Yeah.
you have food you share.
Yeah.
There is a certain community when you're on the street, but you are incredible, and you are not in any way the kind of person that I would expect. And maybe that's my own inbuilt, privilege, that I wouldn't expect someone to come out of the situation you did a good person. I would expect you to come out, scraping and scrapping and angry,
Oh,
because
yeah.
I would be angry. And you are amazing.
Oh, I was. It took time to
Really.
heal. Oh yeah, it took time to heal. It took time. It took therapy. It took talking to people, going to people that I looked at and said, no, this man, I think this man is doing good for himself. I want to approach this man and ask him how he did it, how he was able to overcome the obstacles in life. I approached people, talked to them. I was like, okay, this is my situation, please. How are you doing? How are you going about it? How are you? I'm not asking for money. I just need you to talk to me. Tell me, how were you able to sustain these hardships? Because I was angry. I won't lie to you. I was angry. I've been to the streets with knives before. I've been on the streets with guns before, just trying to survive. At a point, one friend of mine called me, Kokuche. He called me and was like, Kwamee, we can't be this hungry for the rest of our life, while we are every day seeing rich people passing by and they won't even look at our faces. If they won't have any mercy on us, then we shouldn't also have any mercy on them. You see, so one thing I always tell myself is that the little ones we are seeing today that we are refusing to help, they are the same people who are going to grow and come and hurt us one day. If we give them a blind eye, we don't even attend to them. You get it?
Kindness. It's the biblical adage: kindness begets kindness, cruelty begets cruelty.
Exactly.
I'll never understand how you could pass a child on the street and not help.
Oh yeah, this
I'll never
is
understand.
incredible. I mean, I cry almost any time I come on live on TikTok. If I come on live on TikTok for 2 days, you'll come and meet me the second day. Maybe probably I'll be in tears because I've picked somebody who needs help. And then we are trying to help and everything. And some of the stories, it's like, wow. You get to see how people are really striving just for what to eat in the morning.
Yeah.
Just to have bread in the morning. And I mean, it's incredibly crazy. And we have people who are well-to-do, very well-to-do in the societies. These people are living right. I mean, just a walking distance, and they have people right there who could help them, but they are not giving those kind of helping hands and stuff like that. So we are doing the best we can to help, because we have been there before and we know how it feels not to have.
No,
that's why.
It's heartbreaking, really. And I was just going to say, I'm really happy that there are people like you, and you in particular, out here doing this for those who need it. And I don't mean, and this next question for you is not to say that people should undergo this kind of struggle. I think it's inhumane across all boards. But do you think that the struggle you went through was in any way necessary, or would you trade it for a different beginning?
Oh, I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Okay.
Really?
No, trust me. I wouldn't trade the struggles I've been through in life for anything. If I wouldn't have gone through those struggles, I wouldn't be talking to you guys here today with your awesome audience that is watching us. The struggle has put me on so many platforms in this life. It has exposed me to so many people, so many offices I've been able to enter, that if I didn't go through those struggles, I don't think I would have ever been able to get those kind of experiences in life. So the struggles actually builds you, it gives you tenacity, it helps you to become very disciplined in life, it helps you to be very committed, and all of that. And in all, I mean, it shows you how to fight, how to never give up in life, how to. I mean, there's been a point in my life where I felt like taking away my life. And there's been about three points in my life where I felt like taking away. One of them, I was just holding the medications like it, and I nearly did it. I nearly did it. I was holding the medications and everything. And at the end of the day, I was like, okay, this is how it went away. I was just holding it with a glass of water and everything, ready to take everything. And I was like, okay, I've been able to do this for almost 15 years of my life, 18 years of my life. I've been doing this then nonstop. Why will I want to quit now?
That's amazing.
Why? It just dropped in me. I'm like, if I didn't die even whilst I was that young, why do I want to quit now? Now that I'm even much stronger and I can do better. No, I'm not doing it. I threw it away. So the struggles I have been through rather built me. It didn't break me, but it built me to be a better person. It is quite unfortunate that it does not do the same for everybody.
Yeah.
Some people.
Your strength of character is unbelievable.
I keep getting my feet, honestly.
I know.
To some people, it breaks them totally. I mean, I've come out with friends that I know some of my friends are in prison right now. And when I see them, it's like we went through the same struggle and everything. And the only thing I see here is the fact that at the point they gave up, or at the point they didn't take the good decisions. They just thought, okay, let me try and find the shortest way possible to make it. And then it happened to them. And they are locked in a position where they never wished for the rest of their lives. So
you think
I will never trade it for.
You think that's the difference between coming out of that positively or negatively?
Yeah, there is a big difference.
What do you think causes it?
I think the things that causes it. Let me. Sorry, but sometimes I get emotional about these things because
more than reasonable.
When I'm mentioning friends, whenever I say some of my friends, it's like they are right in front of me right now, seeing where we're coming from and everything, and now looking at where they are. It makes all the differences to have the right mindset, to be able to. Till today, trust me, I can't really pinpoint something that although I had those thoughts and everything that were right at the right places, take the right decisions at the right time and everything. One of them is, I don't know. I think at a point, I just say, hey, it is God. At a point, I'm just grateful and say, I mean, this has to be God, because at a point, it's just unbelievable. Because even most of the people that knows me, most of the grown-ups that knew me as a little boy, most of them, those that saw me, most of them see me today and they are like, oh, this boy, we never thought he was. If we were to think about anybody who was going to be like a street gangster or whatever, we thought this boy was going to be, the leader. And to think of him being this way, it impacts you negatively. It impacts you positively. And you will have to be strong enough mentally to choose your path. Believe me, you have to be very strong to choose your path, because it is very tempting when you have nothing and everybody around you seems to be doing okay, and then you're just watching on and nobody seems to be helping you. You don't get to.
Yeah.
It's hard.
I can imagine. You can imagine being in that position, being that desperate of what you would do. Would it be easy to do it? Honestly, I really wish we had so much more time to spend with you.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
But as we are getting to the end, I did want to get one more question, and it is that, given everything you've said here to the audience, to us, and I really do treat it like I'm just having a conversation with you one-on-one. I'm trying to learn from you too when we talk. Yeah. What advice would you want to give to people who are in situations such as yourself when you were younger, or even if it's not that bad, but what can they do to kind of bring themselves up? What should they have in mind?
Have a positive mindset and always know that there is light at the end of the tunnel.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Simple. It's there's life.
always, no matter, and I have this thing in my head that I always, whenever I face any obstacles, I have this thing in my head that I won't be the first to face this and I won't be the last to face this. No matter what it throws at me, I'm still coming up. No matter what it is, because I'm not the first person who is going to face this. So if somebody has been able to do it before, then I can do it as well. So if you have that optimistic mind, and then you set your mind to it, that no matter what it is, you will come out of this. You will definitely. It's like a magnet that attracts help when you need it the most. If you think along positive lines, you would definitely get out of it. It's not going to be easy, because always the negative lines gives you the shorter road. The negative ways are sweet. It is compensating everything that you see. I mean, this will be nice. Within a minute, it's done. Within a day, it's done. Whilst the other lane is going to give you like a year to be able to get out of it. But one thing that is about the other lane, which will be long, is that I love about it, is that it gives you process.
Yep.
And process will build you. So I will advise them that they should never give up, and know that whatever they are going through is building them for something specifically meant for them in the future. It is only there for today, but tomorrow you will look back and appreciate what you went through and the things that, it has taught you.
That's beautiful.
You are a singularly unique man. You really are. Where can our audience follow you? I want them to, especially Bears fans. All of his fans are young guys. I know you don't like calling them fans, you're friends. He made friends with everyone that followed. It's really weird. He's super close to them. But where can all of Bears followers follow you? Because you have an amazing message.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's an honor. It's an honor. And I really appreciate the time that you guys have invested in me here. I don't take it for granted at all. It's such a great opportunity to be on this show, to be specific. And not everybody will meet you in a day and give you the kind of opportunities you've given me, such kind of a platform and everything, to have the time to even sit down with me for us to have this discussion with your audience and all. I'm really grateful. And I say, may the Lord bless you guys for what you do. And I hope to see you guys very soon.
What's your social media so his audience can follow you?
Okay, my social media is the Kwamee Gee official. Kwamee Gee official is KWAME, and then the GEE, and then official. On TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. That's where I'm more often. That's where I'm active. Yeah.
We are going to put up a link so that you guys can follow him. I encourage you to follow him. He is one of the most inspirational people I've ever met. I love what you're doing. I want to see your life story made into a film. You know that.
Thank you.
Is there anything you want to say to the audience before the end of the show?
One thing. Never give up. Never give up. The challenges of life will come every single day. But never give up. Never ever in your life give up. Every struggle that's coming, let it come, cry over it, but get up in the morning and go about your business. Do it again. Never give up. So long as you don't give up, one day, that miracle is going to drop on your lap.
And I'll say
I
this
love
truly,
that.
if you go through everything you did and come out the way you did, and the way you bring up people around you and support those who need it, we all can.
Right?
Can do it.
If nobody has,
There's no excuse. That's what I've got from this.
I like that. I really like that. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Ryan.
I definitely am going to have Bear get you in contact with the doctor. And then if you want your life story done into a film, let me know. I will do it.
Thank you very much. We will work on that. I would love to.
Yeah, you have an amazing story, and I think getting it out to a larger, I want the whole world to learn about you, because I think you can change the world. And seeing you, especially right now, with all the conflict and all the tribalism and all the nonsense that everyone's worrying about, seeing someone like you come from where you did and get as far as you did, that makes a difference. That's, it's a real life hero's story.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on the show.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And thank you everyone for watching. So much for tuning in. Thank you for giving us the time, and please listen to everything that man has to say.
This is a more serious show than we usually do.
Yes, but it's so important to hear it. And as much as we can both at different times preach about what it means to be good people and how to bring up those around you and be a good part of society,
I don't tell people to be good people. I tell them to make money.
Anyways, he is the one to really take these lessons from. So
he's a walking. He is the walking lesson. You're looking at someone, that could not have started with less and has, through a positive attitude, being good to others, being collaborative, made an incredible life. I do want to do his life story, and I'm going to make sure he gets a TED Talk.
All right. Well, we can't hold everyone else up, though, to keep talking how wonderful
guys,
it is for now.
I know. Usually when we have people come on, I'm like, watch this movie or do this or do this. I'm like, just stalk him, follow him, learn from him. And, if you're part of that red pilly Andrew Tate people, go watch him. He's the kind of man you need to follow.
Much better man.
Follow this man. Thank you guys for joining us. I'm the Baroness, Summer Helene, and we are on with my co-host, Snuggly Bear Wrestling Men next month.
The baddest bear in the cage.
Whatever. When's your fight?
November 16th to the 22nd. It's a tournament.
Okay. Watch him punch people. I'll put up a link.
Smooth Comp app. Thank you.
We'll see you next week. Good night.
This has been Behind the Scenes with the Baroness and Bear Fiorda. Only on Talk 4 Media.